The playoffs are back at Lambeau, and the temps, well, they're where you would expect them in the frigid rain. Just how the Cheeseheads like it here in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Tonight, it's the Monday conclusion to what's been an amazing Super Wild Card weekend, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. Set now to wrap up a busy week of football. Happy to have you with us. And, folks, we are underway on Monday Night Primetime. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, set.
Love, they go play action now. Got his man, it's Bo Melton. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Packers. Bo Melton, 69 yards. And the Packers will strike first here in this wild card matchup. McManus's point after is good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll run for the first time with a speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
Good running right there, and this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
Here we go, top 50, top 50, Cowboy 80. Ready?
They'll look to throw now on first down. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. They'll go for a gain of 7. And 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths.
They got his man complete. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, 34 yards. And the Lions are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Now hold everything because we got an injury, and it's a notable one. Ezekiel Elliott in some discomfort following that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes it's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now we'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy. after that one.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
5-60. 10 flat.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph.
And the return across midfield into the 46-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you, and that may have been what happened there.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. That's to his running back, complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
19 Tiger, 9 Warrior, 17.
They'll set up a throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Micah Parsons showing off that elite athleticism as he gets the sack.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
18, 50 ball count, 50 ball count.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown.
Isaac TeSlaa,
38 yards. And the Lions have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
and a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Second and 4. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. These two teams all tied after one. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Cowboy 80, 70 Lions.
They're going to look to throw. This is caught by Williams. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now back to throw. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Back to throw again. Now he's going to step up and run. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A big play there for Detroit. And even 40 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11.
Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
They'll set up to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. Rashawn Gary. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Here we go, Panther 11, Panther 11. 60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Bates' kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this 3rd drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's a tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete.
He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown. Luke Musgrave, 67 yards. And the Packers have regained the lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that will make this a 4-point game. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Offense ready to kick off their next drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met Fanbait. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
I know that rookie quarterbacks have to earn veteran receivers' trust. Maybe we saw that on that play with that type of effort, huh?
Yeah, helping out the rook with a heck of a catch. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. This ball complete to Trey Palmer. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Trey Palmer, 51 yards. And the Lions have yet again retaken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that gives them a 3-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you score once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
50, Green. Green Jack. Ready.
Off the play fake, Love. That's going to be caught by Bigsby. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. 2 minutes to play here in this first half of the NFL playoffs.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Ready.
On first and 10, it's Bigsby. We'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up third down now.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for picking up the first down.
Blue, 32. Blaster, 6. Ready.
Play action this time with Love. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave them with 2nd and a yard.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? When we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, there's 2 that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Come on, come on. 43 Rams, 219. Steal, black. Set.
Short throw to Musgrave. And out of bounds right around the 20. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll make it 2nd down. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now a handoff to Bigsby. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
2nd and 6 from the 10.
Love looking to throw it. Touchdown, Packers. Bo Melton in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Packers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
McManus's point after is good. And that will make this a 4-point game.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Ready, break. 219.
They're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. One of these 2 teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because
That's caught at the 25. A big play there for Detroit. 42 yards.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Now they'll change things up.
It's now 2nd and 6.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. 19 Lions. Ready?
2nd and 6. Now he'll tuck this and run. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And they're going to face a 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
18, tight end. Press all 80.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
He'll look to throw. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Jameson Williams with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Lions have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Black. 35. Cross red. Hut.
Love from the gun. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And a gain of 5. And it'll be 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have the Packers' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it, and were able to keep the drive moving.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
3rd quarter, wild card round. Thanks for being along for the playoff ride with us. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now Love. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he's caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Packers.
Bo Melton
Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Packers have taken the lead here this 3rd quarter. Extra point from McManus is good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And they can't bring him down. And able to get this out to the 25.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the third quarter. Now they relinquished that lead back. Could be in for an interesting second half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right? Where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
The big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
Cougar 19.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's complete to Williams. Only able to gain a couple there. And it's second down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Cougar 19, 60 Maverick, Dragon 60.
Here's 2nd and 8. Pass to the tight end, Laporta.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Here we go, set. 19, 18. 65 check, 60, 79 Broncos. Mustang 19. Rangers, 70 Rangers, go!
2nd and 9 now.
Over the middle, he's got to slow. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 22-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Hold it ready. 18, Pioneer. Come on. Set. Bronco 80.
1 quarter remains in this NFC Wild Card matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready. Panther 11. Let's go. Panther 60.
First carry now for David Montgomery.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line. Scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Ready?
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready? 19 Tiger. 19 Lion. Ready?
Back to throw here. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. On third down, he'll drop to throw.
And he is caught. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And in for the Lions touchdown.
Sam Laporta
From 10 yards out.
And the Lions answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead.
right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
At their own 27-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Down.
And this wild card game has been as good as advertised. They trail by a field goal here in the fourth, with obviously a very critical drive forthcoming as they start with a first down. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. And it's second down. Love, they go play action now. Pass complete across the formation to Melton. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Here's a give to Bigsby. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Ready?
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Catch made by Watson on the out route. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a fourth down.
A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first, and the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
Ready? 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready?
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Now he breaks free in the middle of the field. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Trey Palmer. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Lions get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. The extra point splits the uprights. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Ready.
If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the fourth. And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's first and 10 just outside the red zone.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Claws red. Hut.
To throw now. Here's Love. And that nearly intercepted. The free safety rolling into position almost had it, but it's second down.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was right for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Throw caught by Musgrave. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Clock clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Here we go. First and goal.
Let's go.
Again, it's Love. Over the middle to Beckham.
Run the ball.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Love wants to shift things around.
6-yard line.
To throw again on second down. Love. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing third and goal.
Let's go now. Red, 38. White. Check, hut.
Love now. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. Here's a fake on a jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Second and 12, and you'd have to assume another all-out effort to stop the run is coming. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now third and long.
18 Cardinal.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. This one swung out to Montgomery. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That first down going to be enough to write a finish to this one.
Hawk 70.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Well, one win down, still 3 to go to get to the most hallowed ground in sports, but a good start.
A terrific start because they get to move on. Unfortunately for the team that lost, it's a long offseason ahead for them now.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. From Lambeau, good night, everybody.